What's going on? We are officially live. And as always, gotta wait like a couple minutes for people to realize that you're live. And hopefully somebody will join in so it's not just me talking to myself. Hey Jay, 80s horror fan 88, what's going on? How are you? As a horror fan, let me know if you've seen anything good horror wise recently because I've seen just a bunch of like average to subpar horror movies recently. I've watched a bunch of low budget horror that just haven't really tickled my fancy. So let me know if you've seen anything. I know I've heard a lot of people will have mixed feelings on The Void. I really want to see that myself. I haven't checked it out yet. Looks like a good kind of body horror throwback. Blu-Ray Anarchy, how are you? Anthony Avila, how's going on? Steven Alexander, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? For people who are tuning in, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm trying a new thing with my hair, doing this instead of straight up, and then growing up a little bit of facial hair. Not underneath here, but just like everything else. If you can't tell, a lot of the hair comes in like blondish, so it looks kind of patchy. I don't know. Giving it a shot. Looks better. The hair or the facial hair? Which one looks better? I don't know. Both? I figured try something a little bit different and see how it goes. My hair was getting a little bit unmanageable and I don't know. Kind of makes me think of I used to have this kind of hairstyle when I was a kid, so figured why the heck not try it out. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys see any good movies recently? I've been trying to find some good things to watch. I might watch tonight The Young Pope, which is, I guess, a TV series with Jude Law. 247F? No, I haven't. What is 247F about? I'm not familiar with it. That's true, but you'd be surprised, man. Some people do care. What's going on, Pinoy Ride? How are you? Yeah, I figured, I always ask you about the HDR, 4K Ultra HD stuff because you usually have some information about it. There's that too. But yeah, I don't know. Have you seen any good movies recently? I'm trying to find some good stuff to watch. I got Netflix, and I feel like I've been neglecting Netflix. When I first got it, I like binge watched a bunch of stuff, but I feel like I really haven't watched much on there recently. All About a Sauna. Interesting. So is it? Oh, you know what? I think I do. It came out a few years ago, right? I remember seeing the pictures for it, but I never watched it myself. But now I know what you're talking about for 247F. The original Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, of course. Original Dawn of the Dead is a classic. I remember growing up on that one. When I was a kid, I always wanted there to be a zombie apocalypse outbreak because, so me and my friends could live in the mall and hang out there. Which is kind of the opposite of the social commentary that Romero was trying to do. No, I was actually just talking about The Void. I haven't seen The Void yet, but it looks awesome. It looks like classic throwback body horror. Yeah, it looks like something I'd enjoy, but I heard a lot of mixed reviews. I heard some people who are also big into horror say they didn't like it. It was too much of like an amalgamation of other different horror movies, and it kind of a little bit too overt with their homages and stuff like that. But we'll see. It looks like something that the trailers have me soup for it, so I do plan on watching. But I think it's only on Amazon Prime right now, and I don't have that. So I've got Netflix, but let's see. Devil's Backbone was good. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Devil's Backbone is my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. I don't really consider it horror so much. It's more like drama mystery. But I guess there is a ghost involved, so I guess by just by that aspect alone, that it is horror. Blood on Satan's Claw. I know of that one, but I haven't seen that one. That's an older one, right? It's from back in the day. Just got done with the House UK box set. Awesome. How is House 3 and 4? I have not seen them. I haven't even seen House 2 yet. I've only seen the first House movie. I got the US one, which is House 1 and 2. The price for the Arrow UK one with all four is actually really inexpensive. But yeah, I've heard terrible things about the 3 and 4. So, but I don't know. I like cheesy horror sometimes. The House is October Built. I have seen that one. I do own it. I have mixed feelings on that one. I feel like it didn't fully capitalize. They didn't utilize the creepy clown people, like the ones with those weird masks, like the porcelain masks. They could have utilized them a little bit more, and I hated the ending. It could have been. I love the concept. The concept is amazing. Trying to find the best like haunted house, scariest haunted houses out there for the houses that October built. But it could have been better for me, but still decent. What's going on? I really like Devil's Candy. Yeah, that's one I really need to see too. Where is Devil's Candy? Is this all on demand? Is it Amazon Prime? Because if it's on demand, I'll have to check out Devil's Candy. I think I might be more interested in seeing Devil's Candy than The Void, just from what I've heard. I've heard mostly praise for Devil's Candy and just mixed reviews for The Void. But I do like Ethan Embry a lot. It's out illegally. That's true. I don't know. First off, the computer I have is a POS, and I always feel like, don't you get viruses by using those illegal sites? Like, I mean, of course, there's the morality issues. Everybody kind of puts that off to the side. I'm more worried about getting viruses, because I thought all those sites that people like stream and torrent and all that kind of stuff, I thought all that is like essentially going to porn sites. You can just ruin your computer. And I have an old computer, Lenovo. So I don't have any kind of virus protection or anything like that. Download ad block. That's a good call there. I should probably do that, just for regular usage probably. Although I don't really go to many sites on my computer. I use my phone more than my computer. Get a jailbroken Fire Stick. How much does that cost? I've actually seen people post that on like I'm part of different Facebook groups, like yard sale, local stuff, and people post that all the time on there. 3 and 4 were pretty lame, but if you're in the need of cheese, then it'll fill the spot. See, that's the thing that I was like debating about getting the UK one for 3 and 4. If I don't like it, then I don't know. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the Society, which was a beautiful set from Arrow, but I just didn't like the movie. I think the only reason to watch that movie was for the ridiculous, over-the-top, creepy, crazy orgy scene at the end with the, you got the butthole face guy. But the movie itself just wasn't that great for me, for Society. The Phantasm US box set, yes. I'm probably going to get that one. I was really disappointed we didn't get the Sphere set. The UK has the Sphere set, but it's a smaller Sphere set than their old DVD one. And I guess, see, I love the DVD set. I actually got rid of my DVD Phantasm Sphere because I thought the Blu-ray one was going to be the same size. And it's not really practical. The old DVD one, you put the discs inside the Sphere. For the new one, from the UK, it looks like the discs are housed separately. And I don't like that. I don't like extra props. If you can utilize it and it's practical, then I'm cool with it. But if it's something completely separate, it's just too much extra stuff for me. But I do wish we would have gotten the Phantasm Sphere over here. Just reading through the comments right now. Watch the movie... Oh yeah, no, I've seen Santa Sagre a long time ago now. That director was Jodorowsky. The director's well known, but yeah, I remember seeing that forever ago. Annabelle 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the few people who didn't think the first Annabelle movie was garbage. I thought it was a decent movie. It almost reminded me of Rosemary's Baby, like setting wise, with that building, and the elevator scene I thought was super creepy. I feel like if Annabelle wasn't like part of The Conjuring, like if people didn't see The Conjuring and Annabelle was like just like a separate entity, they'd appreciate it a little bit more just for like doll horror. But I think people just kind of pigeonholed it because it was connected to The Conjuring, and it definitely couldn't live up to that. How much is the jailbroken Fire Stick? If it's like a decent price, then I'll do it. And I guess I should look more into that because I've heard a lot of people say that, and I don't really know anything about technology, like computers and stuff like that. I'm just not good with, but I should look into that because that sounds pretty awesome. How much is the jailbroken Fire Stick? And I've seen people post on Facebook about it, so there are, I haven't heard too, I'm actually surprised Jeepers Creepers 3 is actually finally happening. I don't know when the release date is, but they've actually filmed, they started, doing all that, so it's in the process, and I'm excited. Obviously there's still a lot of controversy because of the director, but I don't quite understand why there wasn't controversy for as much as I guess maybe because of social media now, but I'm a fan of the franchise. I'm not a fan of the director for what he's done, but Hold on, I'm scrolling. I have a bunch of comments to scroll through. Yeah, the price point for the Phantasm box set is overpriced in my opinion. $80 for that. Crazy expensive. I don't know. I feel like it should be like half that price. I actually just picked up. Well, I got a few movies here. I'm going to scroll through the comments first, and I'll ask you guys. When you buy a Fire Stick and jailbroken yourself, go on here to jailbreak it. Okay. Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone's a classic. I have it, so I can watch that whenever. I want to trade for a Blu-ray you have, depending if I want to trade it. Sure. Thank you. I'm very happy to get that poster signed up. Reject Films helped me get 2 signatures on there. And I'm hoping to see if anybody going to Texas Frightmare Weekend will be able to help me get 2 more signatures. Brighton Vlogger, how are you? The issue here in the UK is Zavi thinks there needs to be a steelbook. Yes, I've been saying that a bunch about you guys over in the UK. You get steelbooks for anything and everything. I don't think Swingers needs a steelbook. I don't, so many crazy. It's kind of watered down the steelbook market. I remember years ago steelbooks were crazy popular. Now I feel like it's just too oversaturated. No, man, you got to think about Long Island. New York is well known for. We've had this discussion before. New Jersey, nowhere near as bad as New York. New York had the biggest landfill in the world at one point. So, I didn't know the Amazon Fire Stick was $30. I thought it was like 80 to 100 range. Matthew Murdoch, what's going on, man? Blu-ray Anarchy. Yeah, 80. All right, see, Jill. Yeah, Blu-ray Anarchy said $80 as well. I thought that was pretty much. Yes, I know about the Victor Salva, of course. Yes. I don't think they're really. It's not a comeback. I think they've been here for a long time, controlling Hollywood. Just kidding. Somewhat, but Powder. Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't understand how he got out of jail after that, and he just immediately made a movie like Powder. I thought somebody like that would be blacklisted forever. And yeah, I could see that sounds probably about right as far as the timeline for Jeepers Creepers 3. Do you think there will be more Conjuring movies after the lawsuit? What's the lawsuit for The Conjuring? I'm not familiar. Yes, I did a video about Josh Brolin being cast as Cable already today. That kind of came out of nowhere. Out of all the names mentioned, he wasn't really in there. But Cable was my favorite comic book character growing up as a kid, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. Although I think he needs to put on some muscle mass. I don't know if he's going to do some HGH or what, like a lot of these actors do, to put on some quick muscle mass. Wasn't it like the Long Island killer just recently? 2 today. Which steelbooks did they release today? A 30 for the Fire Stick, but okay, it's extra to get it broken. That is true. As far as I didn't know all right. Here's the thing. I didn't think Ray Lewis did it himself. I think it was like his friend supposedly, but the whole situation's still a little shady for sure. But the Ravens, I mean, then you've got Ray Rice too, who's from Rutgers, or went to Rutgers rather. So the Ravens didn't look good for a while, but all right. I thought they could have sworn they said he was actually from Long Island. But Flicks and Movies, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Yeah, no, actually, yeah, Woody Allen too, and of course, oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name now? Roman Polanski, sure. Oh, I didn't know that about the Warren cases. That's interesting. Yes, Lord of Illusions is a good one for sure. Clive Barker, I believe. Yeah. All right, let me ask you guys that are on here. The jailbreak stuff is Amazon, the Fire Stick. There you go. It's like a thing that you plug in. You can watch movies and TV. I don't know too much about it. I've heard people talk about it, and that's about all I know about it. But let me ask you guys. I got a few movies in here, and which one should I watch? I was gonna possibly a TV show from HBO called The Young Pope with Jude Law. That's a possibility for tonight. Or The Girl with the Gifts, which I've heard good things about. It looks like a kind of a zombie or infected type movie. Next up is Marine 5, which it's a review copy. I can't believe they're still making these movies, honestly. And The Miz is back in here again. And I think there might be some other wrestler people down there. I don't know. I'm expecting just cheesy action. Who knows? Maybe it could be decent. So far, not many of those types of movies have appealed to me, but Or Allied, which I still haven't seen. I've had this one for a little bit and I haven't checked it out yet. I'm trying to watch 2 movies tonight. Wild Beasts, which looks awesome to me as far as the concept. PCP is put into the water system of a city zoo. So you've got all kinds of animals going crazy. Lions, cheetahs, tigers, elephants killing people. Oh my. So this is an Italian animal attack movie, which I'm excited to check that one out. And this one I have seen, but it's been a while, Blood Creek, which I always considered like a really underrated horror movie that has Michael Fassbender, and it's about like Nazis, and there's like this demon character. It also has Dominic Purcell from Prison Break. But it's been a while since I checked this one out, and this is one that deserves a Blu-ray release. I don't know how it doesn't have one, but love the heck out of it, and I really never hear anybody talk about it. But Blood Creek is awesome, and it's been a while. So those are the 5 that I've had picked out to try to choose to watch 2 from tonight, and then possibly Young Pope, the TV show. So let me know of those 5, which you guys think I should watch tonight, the 2. Oh, you hated The Girl with the Gifts. I've heard mostly good things about it, but I'm sure if you're as big of a horror fan, or if that was the issue, or if it was something else. The ending was awful and annoyed the crap out of me. Hopefully I'll appreciate it more, but who knows. The Fast and Furious 8 and E.T. pre-order. I'm just reading through the comments right now. Yeah, okay, Cody. I've heard of, it's just a program. I'm not going to get in trouble for this stuff, am I? I have no idea, but all right, thanks, Blu-ray Anarchy. I appreciate it. Where did you get The Girl with All the Gifts? It's a review copy. Yeah, you jailbreak the Fire Stick using Kodi. Okay. YouTube is basically instructions for everything, so I'll have to check it out through there. Wild Beasts. So which of those ones? Yeah, I mean, I get review copies. A bunch of people on here do. I feel like half the time I'm lazy about requesting that kind of stuff, and I don't get everything for review. Like there's some people that get every single movie for review. I don't know how they're able to watch all of those movies. Like it would be impossible to. Like there was a period like about a couple of years ago where I was getting like at least 10, 15 movies a week. There's no way physically possible to watch that. I've got a job, I've got a social life, go out on dates. So to watch that many movies, it's just not possible. And some of these guys that are doing all these huge stacks, I don't know how they can possibly, like physically, if you're getting proper amount of sleep, it's not, I just don't understand it. But props to them for doing that, I guess. Blood Creek, awesome. Okay, Cody's safe. What's going on, Jeff Overving? That review copies and they haven't made a review in years. That's another thing. Thank you for bringing that up. I think a lot of the PR people who are in charge of handing out review copies are inept, have no idea what they're doing, and it's just absurd. Half those people shouldn't have their jobs, and it's just shocking. This because you just said it too. People who've received review copies and they haven't made reviews in 2 years. I know somebody specifically who is in that same situation. They haven't done a review in over a year and they still get review copies. And it blows my mind that the people are just so terrible at their jobs. Again, that's up to the studios. They need to clear house on a lot of those people. I can watch a lot of films, but it has to do in the background while I do other things. I would be so fat to move if I got review copies. Yeah, I mean, review copies, again, it seems like a great idea, but it's impossible to watch that many movies. You overextend a lot of times. But yeah, I don't know how a lot of those people watch all those movies. That's just me. There's a lot of people that I don't know how it's done, but yeah, who cares about illegal, not illegal? I don't know. But I see enough people doing it. I don't care. I'll probably end up doing that too. I'll probably get the Fire Stick. I mean, that's actually very affordable. And to be able to watch all those movies, why the heck not? I work in sales. I feel like I get that question every time I do a live stream or every time I post a lot of videos and people ask me that too. I'm not going to go into the exact thing, but I do sales. And I've done sales, which has been the bane of my existence. I've done sales in some form or another since I was like 17. So Do they put not for resale on review copies? There's some companies that'll put like stickers on there, or some companies will slash through the barcode, but most don't do either. But yeah, so of these five, let me know which two I should try to watch tonight, or the Young Pope TV show. Pew. So far, I think somebody said Wild Beast, somebody else said Blood Creek, but so far, no love for these ones. Uh, my job's all right. I think I've gotten comfortable, and I think that's not necessarily a good thing. But we'll see. Initially, I was going to go back to school to become a teacher, and I've always said if I had enough startup capital, I would open up my own sports bar. But really, I wanted to open up a horror themed bar. I've talked about that before because there's no real horror themed bars out there. I remember looking it up at least a while ago. There wasn't. There's the Tim Burton bar in the city, but that's not really necessarily horror themed. I'd have like horror screenings there for you know movies that don't have the rights and stuff like that. Public domain, there you go. And then I'd have like horror posters on the wall and horror themed drinks and food items. So I would like to do a horror themed bar if I ever had the startup capital. I guess the liquor license would be the most expensive thing. Do you know how to send private message for the house? Yeah. Do you let me know if you have Google Plus? It's just easier that way. Holy moly! Wow, I actually didn't know about that. That would be a huge shakeup. That would be mind blowing. If Apple bought out Disney, I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Young Pope. I feel like I haven't heard much, but the few things that I have heard have all been high praise. No, no, not my kind of Brokeback Mountain's not my kind of movie. No lotion and tissues needed there. Sorry. King Cobra. I feel like I was just thinking about that movie. It's so funny you mentioned King Cobra. I was last night looking on there for the Scream Factory releases, and I'm not familiar with it. I just came across it. I haven't heard anybody talk about King Cobra, and that because of that title, I looked into it, and so that's actually something I might check out if it's on demand or anything. Um, yeah, you've been to the Beetlejuice house? Again, I like that concept a lot. Tim Burton, fantastic. Beetlejuice is an amazing movie. I don't love all of his stuff, but Beetlejuice is definitely my favorite from him. But there should be an all horror themed bar. But the rest of his stuff isn't really horror. Juice, yes. It's funny, so many people messaged me about Juice getting a Blu-ray release because I do love the movie Juice. I remember being obsessed with that movie when I was a kid. You got Q, Bishop, Radaman, Raheem, Queen Latifah was in there too, and then you have Samuel L. Jackson, Snappy Nappy Duck, Steel, Old Man Quillez. Yeah, that movie, I loved watching that movie as a kid. I haven't seen it in a while. I might have messed up one of those names, but you got the juice now. But I loved Above the Rim needs one too. But there's a lot of basketball movies that Heaven is a Playground was one. There's a couple other ones that were kind of not as popular as Above the Rim, but deserve more recognition as well. Like Rebound with Don Cheadle, The Legend of Earl the Goat Manigault, one of my favorite basketball movies ever. Great performance from Don Cheadle. That deserves a Blu-ray release too. But I'm just really excited for the Juice Blu-ray. All right, yeah. Stop talking about the Fire Stick stuff. I don't care about that anymore as far as it being illegal or illegal. Besides the thing, what's my favorite horror movie? Again, some of my favorite horror movies. I should do a list of my top favorite horror movies. Phenomena is one of my favorites. It's my favorite Dario Argento one. Tourist Trap is one of my favorite slashers. It's kind of like a supernatural slasher with Chuck Connors as the lead, and it has like creepy mannequins. The original Dawn of the Dead. 28 Days Later would be on the list. Eden Lake would probably be on the list now. 30 Days of Night is another one. Jeepers Creepers would probably be on there too. I love the first Jeepers Creepers movie. It's a classic. Rec 2 would probably be on the list. The Shining, Rosemary's Baby. If you put Repulsion, I consider it horror. I put Repulsion on there as well. There's so many great horror movies out there. I need to sit down and actually think about it. Those are just some of the ones off the top of my head. I should probably look at my horror collection over here too. The original House on Sorority Row, the original My Bloody Valentine, I consider American Psycho to be a horror comedy, so I'd put that in there. But there's a ton of great horror's my favorite genre. I could probably talk about that endlessly. But those are a few of my favorites that off the top of my head. I have seen The Sixth Man with the Wayans brothers. The Wayans brothers were such douches in real life, though. They were very rude and not fan friendly when I met them years ago. They probably have changed now because I know Marlon's done a few of those parody movies, and I feel like he's become more fan friendly and more media friendly since then. The Moss Family Adventures, what's up? I do love Hoosiers. Hoosiers is a fantastic classic right there. Yes, I'm excited for Brain Damage as well. I remember that from back in the day. Ooh, Necessary Roughness. Holy moly, I haven't thought about that in a while. I agree. And the program was, that was a huge controversial movie when I was a kid when that came out. Or actually, I don't even know, it might have been before it came out, but it was like something about the DVD release or the VHS release about it. Moonlight, I thought, was the most overrated movie of last year, personally. I didn't think Moonlight was that great. They completely underutilized the best character of that movie, Mahershala Ali, who was only in it for a brief time, and then suddenly he was killed off, and they just glossed over it. But I didn't really think it had good cinematography. I thought it was a decent movie, but not Oscar award winning in my opinion. And I just thought it was way overhyped. I thought you already met. Was it? Maybe I'm getting you confused with somebody else. But yeah, everything's been sent out. So if you haven't received it yet, I already have a bunch of messages from people saying they already got theirs. So if you haven't received the Blu-rays yet, any day, keep me. If you want, you can send me a comment on the video and just tell me like the town, and I can look it up on my receipt right here for all the ones that I sent out. It was a huge stack. But yeah, I have all the tracking numbers for everybody too. So, Black Christmas is a classic for sure. My favorite slasher series, if we're talking about like the main ones, I guess I would have to go with Friday the 13th. I feel like of the big main franchises like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then Friday the 13th, I'd have to go with them. Friday the 13th because they just had the better ones. Halloween was the weakest of all the franchises for me personally. Do I have a girlfriend right now? No, I am dating. I'm going on dates. I shouldn't say I'm not dating one person. I'm seeing people, but we're going on dates and stuff. So, I know I've had a couple different girls recently on here. Some people were making comments about that, but yeah, there's one girl that I usually have in here a bunch. She's been in my videos for, I don't know, like a year and a half now, but we're not dating. No, I am definitely not gay at all. So I don't know if you're trying to troll or you're just being stupid, but no, I love girls. Girls make the rock and roll go round. Gunnar Heath, your comment was retracted. Yes. But again, I don't really care what anybody's sexuality, race, religion, ethnicity, ethnic background is. It doesn't really matter to me. As long as you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. That's, realistically, ideally, I wish how things were. Just scrolling through the comments. The train track. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Persona. Yeah, that is actually an amazing Criterion Collection release right there. I gotta love classic Bergman too. So, bang. There's my Criterion Collection. Right there. Scrolling through. Yes. Tom Cruise is on top of that. One of my favorite actors. Just scrolling through the comments. Train track scene. Split last night. I haven't seen Split still. So I will be checking it out soon. I actually heard a lot of people say that it didn't live up to the hype. Yeah, The Wonder Years is my all-time favorite TV show, so I love the heck out of that. Kevin Arnold, Becky Slater, Winnie Cooper. I grew up on that. Yeah, no, Marlon Wayans was a huge douche when I met him. I had all positive experiences with celebrities that I've met, so that was really shocking to me. Both Marlon and Sean were really douchey. Marlon more so. Yeah, the original Hills Have Eyes and even the remake for The Hills Have Eyes, I loved. Even The Hills Have Eyes 2, the recent one, I love the heck out of that movie. I know most people hate that movie, but that's one of the ones I need to put that on a list for movies that people hate that I love, because that's definitely on there. I'm still scrolling through the comments, so give me a second here. Uh, but I'm not new. Yeah. All right. All right. I think I'm done with the comments. I think I'm pretty much caught up. I think. Still enjoy some Crystal Head vodka now and then. Yes, Crystal Head vodka has become my favorite vodka. So yes, I'm actually going to do a video talking about this. YouTube recently put a lot of crackdown on as far as their advertising. So for me, I get money off of my YouTube videos. Not a ton, but some extra spending money essentially. But in the past month, they've cracked down a lot, especially for advertisers who don't want to be associated with certain content. So YouTube put in like all these restrictions, and their whole system is hugely flawed. They will basically demonetize some of your videos, and they won't put as many ads on certain videos. So like horror related ones or alcohol related ones have seemed like dropped off. 42% drop on my earnings since last month. So that's a huge decrease. But one of the things I noticed is their system for YouTube is so flawed that I have a lot of videos that are uploaded that are private because I use the YouTube video editing system, and so I will edit there before I make it go public. And there's no tags, there's no anything. It's just like the file name MVI1135 or something like that. And then one of it says it's demonetized because it could be non-advertiser friendly. And I'm like, there's no content in the title, no title, no tags, nothing, no description about what's in the video, and it's a private video. It's not monetized. So like, this system is so ridiculously flawed. But I'm gonna make a video about that too, talking about YouTube and the advertisers, and they're have this whole system now where they're cutting down on that. So because that's such a crazy thing that I've seen myself. Yeah, I want to get the Blu-ray collection for the Twilight Zone. I have the DVD collection right there. The old DVD collection, which I still love that set, but I would definitely like to see it in Blu-ray. Salo, yes, I do have Salo. The director was murdered for it? I didn't know he was murdered for it. For some reason, I thought somebody said he was committed suicide or something. But I know that was a disgusting film. I watched it a long time ago. It's one of those films I'm like, why do I still have this in my collection? That's one I might just get rid of, because I don't know if I ever foresee myself watching it again. You can say it has political commentary, social commentary, whatever. I just don't know if I fully buy into that. People said the same thing for a Serbian film. And I think that was just kind of an excuse to kind of push the envelope and show disgusting, twisted, sick stuff. And I just don't, under the false guise of political and social commentary. My company was at the beer and wine show at the Javits Center. Yeah, no, Dan Aykroyd still actually promotes that. He goes to different like liquor stores, and if you go there and buy a bottle, he'll sign the bottle for you, which is really cool. Are all the La La Land special features? I didn't check the 1080p yet. Besides The Thing, my next favorite Scream Factory release, that's a tough question. Maybe Life Force. Life Force is one that I was really impressed with. I think I might go with Life Force. I'd have to sit down and look at my favorite Scream Factory releases. I don't have every single Scream Factory release out there. I know a lot of people collect all of them. There's some people I feel like collect everything just for the sake of collecting it. Like, I see people on here I have every 4K Ultra HD release. Congratulations. Do you really want to watch Central Intelligence on 4K or watch it again? I know I had it on 4K and I got rid of it because I thought the movie was garbage. Same thing with the Snow White and the Huntsman, and then the Winter's War. I got rid of a bunch of 4K Ultra HD discs because I just don't ever see myself watching those movies again, and I'm not going to keep them in my collection just to have them. I don't understand the point in that, personally. Yeah, I would assume it's the same as on the Blu-ray, but I haven't verified it yet. Yeah, no, I do agree. They do a good job. I wish they would release more films that don't already have a Blu-ray release. That's my biggest gripe. I'm just so tired of purchasing these movies over and over and over again. Give us a good quality release once, and that's it. My favorite Blu-ray company is probably Criterion Collection. I really like what they're doing. I like Film Movement a lot. They put out some good stuff recently. I don't hear people talk about them enough. But I like Twilight Time. They've put out their people complain about the prices, but it's the same thing with Code Red. A lot of other smaller companies to cover their limited edition price points. It makes sense. I think that's the way of the future for Blu-ray releases too. Yeah, I agree with that. Flicks and movies. Yeah, when are you gonna do the My Life in Movies tag? By the way, you said you were gonna do it. You haven't done it yet, Leba. Yeah, I know Charlie Murphy passed away. I actually I was able to see his live stand up at my local comedy club twice. Super nice guy. I actually wish I would have taken a picture with him. This was back before I like took pictures with people like comedians and celebrities and stuff like that. So I didn't think to do it back then. Now I definitely wish I had. But I always remember him from not just the Chappelle show, but CB4 with Chris Rock. I'd always thought he was really entertaining on there too. Yeah, no, Criterion Collection's one of my favorite. Yeah, Arrow Video is also another one of my top favorite ones. Eureka's really good over in the UK. I wish they had region free stuff. What major studio puts out the best Blu-rays? That's tough. Certain I like a lot of Warner Brothers has gotten some criticism as far as their 4K Ultra HD releases, but I think they did a great job with Pacific Rim, Great Gatsby. I even like the I Am Legend one. But the Harry Potter ones, I wanted to see a little bit more of an uptick. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan in general, but I thought the 4K Ultra HD releases, they weren't disappointing, but I thought they could have been a little bit better. Yes, Goodfellas was good too. I was actually surprised at the Goodfellas one. Let me know what your favorite 4K Ultra HD releases are. I might do a top 10, but I still need to get a few. Like, I really want to get The Revenant. I really want to get Deadpool, and I really want to get there's one more, Life of Pi. Those are the three top 4K Ultra HD releases on my wish list. Lucy and The Shallows are two of my favorite as far as just blowing me away as far as everything that 4K has to offer. Yes, I do. I do. Leukemia, I think Charlie Murphy passed away from. Again, it's super funny, great storyteller. Yo, message me and let me know the best of the best to get, because I will definitely save up. And I'm trying to think of which company. There was a company that just, Sony. Wasn't there some kind of issue, or maybe it was, I'm pretty sure it was Sony just put out a player that had like a whole bunch of issues. Yeah, Grindhouse puts out some good releases, but they need to put out more. I feel like they've only put out like 5 or 6 Blu-ray releases. What's going on? Kaz is wasting money. Every time I see your name, it makes me think of Wasting Money 1. Which I don't think they put out as many videos anymore. I wish they would too. I thought they were entertaining. I'll check after the live stream. I'm not gonna go through the receipt to check right now. But yes, yours have been sent out. All the stuff had been sent out. There's 2 people that never paid, and I was waiting a little bit for them. That was just like, screw them, whatever. Yeah, I see a lot of companies over here releasing, like, there's several companies that will release the same stuff, like 88 Films release it, and then Code Red release it nearly the same time, but US and UK, but usually some of the ones are region free too, so that's another thing. Oh, yeah, isn't Arrow re-releasing Phenomena, or did it already get re-released? Phenomena is one of my all-time favorite movies. I have the old school, I have 2 of their old school releases, in fact. I have the window box edition right there, and then I have the steelbook right here. But I heard that they were re-releasing it again, and I'm looking forward to Arrow Video UK, their release for The Thing. Even though I have like 20 different editions of that movie, I'll be picking it up probably. It's my all-time favorite movie, so. Yes, I remember that about Stallone's son. Yeah, but don't talk to me anymore, buddy. Saying untrue things. Yeah. No, I'm not a filmmaker. Nope. When I was younger, I wanted to be an actor. Me and my friend, my best friend at the time, both did. We wrote like scripts and stuff, and we would act it out, but we never really did anything more with it. He went to acting classes, and he does stand-up comedy now. I did not do as much with that. I got more involved with partying and girls in college, and kind of went a different route. So, Yeah, I love the poster as well. Yes, I did pick up. Oh, the special edition. The other no, I thought the other slipcover artwork was hideous. I think you said you liked it, but I thought it was hot garbage. It looks like something I would have drawn with my penis. I don't know. If there, here's the thing, I see a lot of artwork. Recently, I saw something. I think it was in Box of Dread. They had an artwork for Jason from Friday 13th, and I thought the artwork was hideous. I'm sorry to put down the artist who did it, but if I feel like I can draw something better than the artwork that I see, then I'm not going to be impressed. And I feel like that was the case with that artwork too. So, um, yeah, writing is always fun. I do still write, not as much as I used to, but I think writing is good for your soul, for your heart. You know, I think it's important not to lose that sense of imagination that we all had when we were younger. When you get older, you get a little bit more jaded from life, but try not to lose that. Is what I'm saying. Oh, I'm glad to hear the Planes slipcover worked out well for you. Ken, how are you? Better releases, Grindhouse releasing or Arrow Video. Grindhouse doesn't have enough in comparison. They only have like 5 or 6 releases, so you can't really even compare them. Arrow Video has built up a reputation for years, so and they've been around even on DVD for like almost a decade. I'm sure I probably missed a bunch of questions on here, so forgive me on that. As far as the comments on here, the poster for the special edition cover artwork for the thing is going for a pretty penny. I was gonna trade flicks and movies for it, but the dude is like, aw. But I like flicks and movies. Laba's a cool guy. Are we talking about the same one? We're not talking about where is my the main one? You're talking about the alternate artwork because I didn't care for that artwork. I like the Scream Factory one that they did for the regular release of the thing, but their alternate special deluxe edition one, I thought that artwork was hideous. But yeah, no, I see always Scream Factory, their posters, their slip covers, all that stuff goes for more money. Yes, you want me to do a scan of the room? This is my office area that I'm in right now. So this is the horror Blu-ray collection, and more. There's box sets and stuff all over the place. Criterion's, Eureka, Twilight Time, Disney. Underneath there, obstructed by all this stuff, is Blu-ray TV shows. And then I've got Steelbooks, Digibooks, Arrow Video, and then like bust sets and stuff like that. And I don't know, I've got movies a little bit of everywhere, all over the place here. And then here's the rest of the room. There's the John Carpenter poster, John Carpenter's The Thing poster. And then there's the rest of the collection. There's my dog. And then right here, horror DVDs, regular DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K Ultra HD, some box sets, stuff like that. TV. There's where all the magic happens. And then I still do have a bunch more DVDs. Where's Wrigley? You snuck into my room, my office room. Movie hoarder. It's funny you say that, but I've gotten rid of thousands of Blu-rays and DVDs in the past like year and a half, 2 years. Like I'd have to say, in the past 2.5 years, I've probably gotten rid of 3,000 Blu-rays and 6,000 DVDs. So it may look like I have a lot, but I had way more. And I'm always trying to thin down my collection. If I can't see myself watching a movie again, I'm getting rid of it. I'm not going to keep it for silly, reasons like I like the artwork or something like that. Oh, see now, the Criterion releases I love. Just because you don't like them because you don't read. Essentially, if you can read, you can do foreign films, and you're missing out big time by not watching foreign films. I think that's ridiculous. I love a lot of the releases. Some of the best movies I've ever seen have been foreign films. So I guess it's that great Long Island education you got, buddy. Reject Films, what's going on? The Vestron video series, I loved all their ones except for Parents. Parents was the only one that I wasn't a fan of. And it's funny because I remember watching it as a kid. I remember enjoying it, and I guess my vision of it has changed. Yeah, I would love to see Rawhead Rex. That's like the biggest one I'd like to see Vestron Video release. I'd like to see him. I don't know if Freaks would be Todd Browning's Freaks would be on that list. I feel like they're doing a lot more like 80s stuff. Trying to Wrigley, what are you doing, buddy? My dog's in here sniffing everything. Scooch out of here, buddy. Don't lick that. DVDs aren't tasty. Scooch. Scoochies. There you go. Sorry. My dog likes to lick stuff, and it just the sound of it grosses me out. Like he'll lick the bed, he'll lick the floor. It just that slurping sound makes me want to vomit. Oh, Near Dark. That is a freaking great. That is a great call on that. Near Dark on Vestron would be a top choice. I know the other Blu-ray disc was out of print, and I hated the artwork for the other Blu-ray disc. Yeah, you can do both. No, here's my thing. Steelbooks I used to be way more into than I am now. We had this discussion earlier, and I feel like the steelbook market has become so oversaturated that, especially in the UK, you guys put out steelbooks for everything. Once I saw Swingers get a steelbook, I knew it was all downhill after that. But yeah, I'm not quite as hyped on steelbooks as I used to be. I used to be really big into it. I still have some steelbooks, but I only get the steelbooks for movies that I really want now. And before I would blind buy way more. I still do some blind buys, but nowhere near as much. I rarely ever buy movies these days for blind buys. But yeah, no, I lived for a long time in New York. I do love Jersey, but I do love New York as well. I lived different places in New York, so I can't knock. I will say, actually, that's one thing too. I lived in Virginia for a while. I was living in New York for a while. I moved from New York to Virginia, and Norfolk, Virginia, in fact. And in that school system, they were teaching stuff that we had learned 3 years prior in New York. I'm like, this is a joke. You guys are so far behind. 3 years. It was. I feel bad for. I do love the beaches though in Virginia, so that was my biggest thing. I do miss that aspect of it. Yeah, there's no pawn shops around here, which just blows my mind. I think somebody said there was like a thrift store a few towns away now, but when I lived in Virginia, in fact, speaking of, there used to be there was a big military base right there too. So there's that, and then a college. But there would be like a pawn shop right next to a pawn shop, across the street from a pawn shop. So many pawn shops, and even here, I live right next to Rutgers University, which is you got a big city area, big urban area, and there's no pawn shops there, and that blows my mind. There should be. I do find a lot of my Blu-rays cheap when I do buy them. I've been using like Craigslist, OfferUp, and then there's been Let Go, and then Facebook groups too. Have you told folks before what you do for a living? Yeah, no, I answered that question. I want to say like 15 minutes ago, in fact, but I'll just say sales. I've been in some form of sales, retail or other, since I was like 17. So it's been the bane of my existence. I should post. I still have some like old videos that I never posted from when I used to work at this furniture store, which was, we did a lot of like pranks on each other. But I should post some of that stuff. New York, yeah. No, I still have a lot of heart for New York. We talk trash back and forth. It's all love though. My favorite Tarantino film, I'd have to say Pulp Fiction. I love Pulp Fiction. Reservoir Dogs is a classic. I really loved Hateful Eight. I really want to get the freaking Mondo poster for that. I see people jacking up the prices on eBay for it. I can't believe I messed up the time zone for when that poster was selling out, so I missed out on that poster for the Hateful Eight Mondo. Love that beautiful artwork. Love the film too. True Romance, he wrote that, but I love that one. And he wrote From Dusk Till Dawn as well. Yeah, no, that would be awesome, dude. I'd be down to go to the Beetlejuice house for sure. Absolutely. Did you used to live in New Jersey too, or was I making that up? I thought at one point you were living somewhere in Jersey before you moved back to New York. Wally Cleaver. I never watched that. See, I was just talking about my haircut. I was trying something different. So you think I should go back to the spiked up look, huh? I feel like I'm trying to look more professional now, more older, more sophisticated, more adult, instead of having the straight up spikes that I usually do. Tony, that was actually a whole big thing. Tony Scott changed the ending, and him and Quentin Tarantino got in like this huge argument about it, and they went back and forth for a long time. But I definitely think Tony Scott, I liked his ending way better than Tarantino's. But still, Tarantino came up with basically the rest of the original concept, and Tony Scott did little changes here and there, but it was really the ending that he changed the most. I really love Tony Scott, and sad when he passed away. M. Night Shyamalan movie, I'd have to say Signs would be my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, but I liked Unbreakable a lot as well. I saw Signs in the theaters, and everybody jumped at the one scene where they first saw the alien at like I think it was like the kid's birthday party and like down in Mexico. And then I watched it like a year or so later when it came out on DVD at my fraternity house, and we're all like guys, macho, typical stereotypical fraternity guys drinking, being loud and obnoxious, and we're all huddled in. I want to say there's like 7 of us in this room, and it's all dark, and we all jumped at that same scene. I just thought that was hilarious. Split is outstanding, says Charles W. I've heard a lot of people say the opposite, but I still want to check it out. No, we talked about for a little bit back in the day, kegs and eggs and good old Fountain. Ken Brighton Vlogger says my hair looks sexy. Well, thank you. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, all right, I see. Scrolling through Zombies, Halloween. Am I the only person that actually liked the theatrical releases? What was all right, I had an issue with Halloween 2. I actually liked better than Zombies' first Halloween movie, but it was the edition that they didn't put out on Blu-ray. Maybe it was the director's cut edition that I liked better. I can't remember. One of the ones, there's a whole issue of that where I liked whatever version they didn't put out on Blu-ray. Yeah, you did change your name on here. I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. I didn't know who you were for a while, and then we something you said triggered it that I remembered. Now, why did you change your name, by the way? But I mean, obviously, Last Samurai, Tom Cruise is in there, and so yeah. But I figured out a while ago. I think I commented that I didn't realize it was you on a video that you commented on like months ago. I do have a bunch more movie posters. There's some right here, and there's some right there, and then there's some in here as well in the closet. I don't know if this is coming up, but there's a whole bag full of posters back there. So yeah, I have a bunch more movie posters. I just don't have any room for the posters to put them on the wall. I need to get more frames too. I don't want to see that. La Haine is phenomenal. One of my favorite modern black and white movies. Would highly recommend the heck out of it. Vincent Castle, one of the first movies I saw him in. Definitely pick up La Haine. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know how you do the Japanese text on there, but yeah, I remember that you're Omar as well. Bring your channel back. Make videos. Come on, we need your presence. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't know. I think there was some kind of... I know you had some beef with somebody, live streams or something. I think things got blown out of proportion. I don't know exactly what the cause was. I heard other people talk about it too, but you should come back. We need the presence. I feel like most of those people who were making videos back then don't make videos anymore. You've probably commented on this before, but is the Blair Witch remake worth watching? I personally, it wasn't a remake. It was a sequel, essentially, but I actually liked it better than the original Blair Witch movie. I think the original Blair Witch movie is the most overrated horror movie out there. The original, it's very similar to the original, except it actually shows you something at the end, which is why I appreciate the Blair Witch sequel that recently came out, but I know a lot of people hated that movie, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, so much drama. There's a lot of drama on here, too. I'm so tempted to make a drama video. Recently, I don't know. There's a subject with a certain YouTuber on here that I've wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna bite my tongue on it. Scrolling through on here. No, Ben, the movie G was trolling too hard. A lot of us quit because of him. So much drama. Yeah, I mean, again, I know most people hated the recent Blair Witch movie. I liked it. I hated the original Blair Witch movie. So, again, it really depends. To me, it's very similar to the original Blair Witch movie, except it actually shows you stuff at the end, which is why I liked it. I had no idea who you were talking about. Now I know who you're talking about, and that guy's a douche. Sorry. Douche canoe to the third degree. Yeah, I've seen that guy leave really rude comments that I feel like he's somebody that I feel like he wouldn't say stuff in real life. I've seen him leave some really insulting comments for people, and I'm like, this dude right here, just seeing some of the stuff that he said has gotten me fired up. And I'm usually a pretty chill dude. So the stuff that he said has angered me, and he's not said it to me. He said it to other people. I'm like, this freaking guy. Yeah. Into the Sea I thought was amazing, and I have a huge fear of whales, by the way. But that movie was incredible. A great kind of different take on Moby Dick. Thank you for joining in, Hunting for Gollum. Yeah, I actually want to get I don't know if anybody's seen Into the Sea on 4K. I would like to check that out. I have it on Blu-ray, but I would love to see what that looks like on 4K. If it has a good, if it looks good, maybe the ones who does the thumbs down, possibly. I don't know. I'm actually drinking. I'm drinking out of the red Solo cup. I'm drinking water with Mio, and Mio is like this little flavored syrup stuff that you can put in there. It's supposed to be like no calories, nothing like that. It's grape flavored because I love grape flavored anything. Just scrolling through the comments today. He created over 20 accounts and would dislike everybody's videos. Dude, I had a troll who was crazy, creepy, obsessive like that. He made like 34 accounts and disliked all my videos 34 times. I'm like, dude, you have way too much time in your hands. And this is somebody who was like an adult. He wasn't like a kid. And I don't understand the mindset of a lot of these people. I'm way too old for that. YouTube's for fun for me. I don't take it quite as seriously, I guess, as some of these people do. It's not my life. I've got a life outside of YouTube. Again, I love coming on here talking about movies, but I just don't understand that mindset of people doing that. Obviously, those are people who are just unhappy with their lives. Yeah, I actually thought that dude was older than that. He looked older. Into the Sea, but you haven't watched it yet. Let me know when you do watch it, because I'm debating about picking that up. Yeah, my arm is sore. I actually just rubbed it. It's funny you say that. Yeah, I'm holding up my iPhone right now doing this, but top 4Ks, I'd say I loved Pacific Rim, Lucy, and The Shallows are some of my favorites. But Goodfellas was good too. I know Tom Cruise pointed that out. I recently had hypnosis, so I can no longer emote anger. That is interesting. I don't fully believe all that kind of stuff. I think more people are perceptive to hypnosis than others. I didn't know about all that. This is news to me, talking about that person flagging and creating all those fake accounts. I had no idea about that. Again, I'm not really, I don't really talk to that person because I've seen the comments that he's left to other people. So I have really not had much interaction with that person ever. Oh, cool. Charles, let me know what you think of it. Just scrolling through. Maybe the dude loves you and is stalking you. Another comment asked me what my job is. That's the third one tonight. Sales. No, I agree. The original Blair Witch or the recent one for the one that you walked out on? Again, it really depends. Cineprick, which I love that name, by the way. Depends on what kind of movies you're into. Again, I'll show you some of the ones that I have. I really liked the Three Colors trilogy. Is one of my favorite releases from Criterion Collection. Mulholland Drive was really good. Persona is one of my favorite releases. Bergman classic right there. If you want to do David Lynch, Eraserhead, a Pooh trilogy, again, more David Lynch, Mulholland Drive. I really liked La Haine, which is right there, which is one I would highly recommend the heck out of. Robinson Crusoe on Mars is one of my all-time favorite movies. Grew up on this one, so I thought that was a fantastic release too. And there's a whole bunch of ones that I could recommend. Antichrist, I love the heck out of Lars von Trier. Ride with the Devil with Ang Lee is really good. Umberto D I loved, but it's depressing. Not for everybody on that one. Yeah, here's my Salo, which I probably need to get rid of this one because I don't think I'm gonna watch that again. I wouldn't recommend that. I do need to pick up the Ice Storm, also from Ang Lee. I need to pick that up on Blu-ray. I have the old DVD release, but I love that film. Great kind of period piece too. But yeah, I mean, there's so many great Criterion releases. There's ones I need to upgrade. I would definitely recommend Hoop Dreams, which I sold my Hoop Dreams DVD, and I need to pick up the Blu-ray. I haven't picked up the Blu-ray yet, but Hoop Dreams is one of my all-time favorite sports movies and documentaries. White Dog, I love White Dog. Samuel Fuller. That's probably my favorite Samuel Fuller film, in fact. So yeah, I wanted to get was it Christy McNichol? Is that who it was? Who was in here? Yeah, Christy McNichol. She was actually at a horror convention recently, and I was tempted to get her signature on this, but she was charging like $50 for a signature. I'm like, really? Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she doesn't warrant that price range, in my opinion. But I do love that movie. Fear and Loathing is a classic one for sure. Dress to Kill. Now, I didn't get the Blu-ray for it. I have the DVD for it, but I heard there's like an issue with Dress to Kill on Criterion. Like they had to re-release it or something. There was some kind of technical aspect issue with it. I don't know exactly what it was. Tom Cruise, do you know about that issue? Oh, you got it for free. Holy moly. How'd you score the Hoop Dreams Criterion Blu-ray for free? Let me know. Yeah, but Hoop Dreams is definitely one I would recommend for sure. Yeah, Ride with the Devil is phenomenal. Ghost World, you know what? I need to revisit that one because I remember watching it when it like forever ago, and I wasn't a big fan of it. But I know you said you loved it. I know most people loved it. But again, I feel like there's a lot of films like I watched, 10, 15 years ago that I wasn't a big fan of, and I watched them now, and I really appreciate. Like Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy. That was one that I remember hating, and now I love it. Yeah, I thought Ghost World was boring too, honestly. But again, I'm gonna give it a rewatch. Again, and then right before you said that, somebody else posted it's one of their favorites. So, I'm going to keep an open mind, and I'm going to give it a rewatch once it comes out on Blu-ray. Like Punch Drunk Love was another one that I wasn't a big fan of. And I'm still not a big fan of that one. But that just got a Criterion release too. Oh, actually, I was just talking about that recently, Reject Films. I feel like Scream Factory, yeah, they the whole deluxe thing is an issue I have, basically charging like $15 more for an extra slipcover and poster. I'm not down with that. And I also feel like a lot of the releases, they're releasing so many movies that we've seen been released so many times before, like Chucky, Carrie, The Thing. I'm glad they did a great job with these movies, but there's certain little issues. Like, I don't know. I feel like certain companies are definitely taking advantage. Yeah, I mean, they are putting a lot of films out recently that, I don't understand. They have certain movies like The Video Dead and TerrorVision, which are on a double feature release, but then there's other movies that are just don't have anywhere near as good of a fan following and aren't that great of a films, and they have standalone Blu-ray releases. So I don't understand that at all. Now, Jersey Girl, I remember watching years ago, and I haven't rewatched it. I wasn't a big fan of that one, but I do love George Carlin. But Chasing Amy was one that I remember hating, and I rewatched it like a few years ago, and now I freaking love that movie. And I did a review for Red State, and I said in that review that I didn't like Chasing Amy, and now I'm like, I wish I would redo that. Do I plan on seeing Fate of the Furious? Not in the theaters. I know George from Talk Movies with Us posted his whole Fast and Furious collection. He's a big Fast and the Furious fan. If you haven't checked out Talk Movies with Us, they're probably one of my favorite channels to watch on here. Ashley and George, a couple, they do out and about. They do unboxings, reviews, all kinds of stuff, and they're just really entertaining. But they're big into he's big into Fast and Furious. I'm not that big into that franchise, so I will probably catch it when it comes out on Blu-ray. So, yeah. What do you guys think of the facial hair? Somebody commented about that. You can't tell, but I haven't shaved in like a week. But again, a lot of it comes in blonde, so it looks kind of patchy and I don't know. It doesn't look good. I've shaved the underneath part, and then the hair thing, I'm doing something a little bit different. So I don't know. I feel like I've had some people compliment me on it. Again, I feel like it makes me look a little bit older and sophisticated, if you will, instead of like the straight up spikes, which are, to me, more of a root to when I was younger and more rambunctious. Yeah, Umbrella, I actually like what they're doing too. A lot of their ones are region free, which I appreciate. I definitely want to pick up Road Games, which is a movie I love. So, no, I didn't know that. Tell me about that. Tell me about the Godfather special at Radio City. Let me know about that for sure. Chiller next Saturday? Am I that out of the loop? I didn't realize Chiller was next Saturday. I can't go next Saturday. I have plans. That is a bummer. Oh, I wanted to say 4K Cinema HD. I thought you were going to come over by my town recently. I know we had the horror convention over here in Edison, which was like a town away from me. Yeah, no, there's so many companies out there that I feel like are trying to I mean, obviously that's their whole job is to make money, but there's certain ones that I like. I don't like the whole. I said this already before too, about the Scream Factory charging so much more for the extra slipcover and poster. I don't like that at all. I know a lot of people do love it. There's a huge collector market, but that's just me nitpicking, I guess. But no, yeah, no, the Adam Sandler movie. I can't remember the. I don't know. It was supposed to be like an agent or something like that, but I had no interest in seeing that either. David Boreanaz from Angel is charging $100 for a signature. Good luck with that crap. You're not gonna get $100 from me. I was never a fan of Angel. I like Buffy, but I kind of stopped watching it towards the end. I had a huge crush on Sarah Michelle Gellar, but Bones is a good movie, but I mean good TV show, but I don't love it. Great to see more love for Hoop Dreams and Chasing Amy on here. I'm not going to Chiller Theater. I'm bummed. I didn't realize it was coming up so quickly. I gotta check their lineup again to see who was going in there. Oh wow. Yeah, well, it's funny. I already have Slither on Blu-ray. It had a Canadian release, and I got that Blu-ray forever ago. That Blu-ray release was out of print. I remember paying a decent amount for it. I have it somewhere. I don't know where the heck it is. I'm probably not gonna see it on here because I never find the things I'm looking for when I'm doing these live streams. And I know Cube was just released from Umbrella as well, but I got the Canadian release for that too. Does anybody see Slither on here? I know I have it. Pretty sure it was the Canadian release for it, but I have the Slither Blu-ray already. But I'm probably going to pick up the... Is it down here? Probably down here. I know I'm going to pick up the Scream Factory release for that because I love the heck out of that movie. And that was James Gunn way back in the day, but a great horror, sci-fi comedy. I don't know. I can't see it. I don't know where the heck Slither is, but I have it somewhere. Maybe is it over here somewhere? I don't know. But I have Slither on Blu-ray already, so... But I'll get it again. Holy moly. Let's scroll through the comments again. Yeah, and the Slither Blu-ray was region free, so... Oh yeah, Fright Night, there's already going to be another Fright Night reunion. I feel like Fright Night reunions are every horror convention now. Like there was one, I think, recently, and now there's going to be one at Chiller, and then next month there's going to be one, six people involved with the film on Texas Frightmare Weekend. No, that's true. I agree what you're saying with the different versions. No, I haven't watched for the Star Wars Celebration. No, it's not just out of work actors. I remember somebody posting about this, like they'd only second-rate out of work actors charge for their autograph. No, that's not the case at all. I mean, everybody, Dario Argento, John Carpenter. John Carpenter's more popular now than ever, I feel like, especially with his music too. But yeah, everybody's doing that, and it's just the way of the world, I guess. But no, Don't Mess with the Zohan is probably one of his worst movies. Don't Mess with the Zohan was unwatchable for me. I unfortunately had to endure that twice, and it was gut-wrenching to sit through. I could not stand that movie. Yeah, Slither's awesome. Glad to see more love for Slither. Polish Girl is not here tonight. I feel like I gotta like censor myself or censor us when I have her on. I had a lot of comments saying they appreciate my videos because I don't use a lot of foul language, and they were upset when I had her on because we were talking about sexual stuff and stuff like that. So, yeah, Polish Girl, she's on timeout when I make videos now, I guess, until she calms down with that kind of talk, I guess. But I do have another video filmed with her that I have to edit and put up. Maximum Overdrive, that would be awesome. I would love to see that Maximum Overdrive. I know that has like an Italian release on Blu-ray, but again, I hate a lot of times when they have like the different, text and stuff on there, and they don't have the actual the American title, I guess, the English title. So it's in a different language, but it is. And I'm always the transfers usually for most of those releases, especially some of the German Blu-ray releases that are region free, are often awful. I'm just scrolling through. Talked to some of the people at Shout Factory a few times. Yeah, tell those people at Shout Factory to give me a call too. I'd like to get back to reviewing with them. I used to review stuff for them, but then they cut the review list off, and I didn't make the cut. Teardrop. All right, The Cobbler. I don't think. I thought it was an okay movie. I thought it was decent. I saw that like a couple of years ago now. I don't think I'd watch it again though. All right, just thoughts on The Room getting a Criterion. I couldn't imagine that ever happening. If we're talking about the Tommy Wiseau or whatever his name is, The Room, I couldn't imagine that happening. Yeah, Evil Ed, dude, yes, he did drugs and he did gay porn for a little bit. I can't remember the guy's name right now. But yeah, the guy who played Evil Ed. He was actually in a gay vampire movie called Bite Marks, which was actually really good. I would say I'd recommend that one for people into low-budget horror. Zohan? Meet the Zohan I thought was garbage. Hot garbage. Unwatchable. I don't know. If you're into that kind of stuff, go for it. But I couldn't get into it. I did not get the new Phantasm set, but I did see that you got it PMac Movies. I saw your video popped up. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But no, I didn't get it. But I probably will at some point. I just don't want to pay $80 for it. Yeah, I saw everybody was posting the Phantasm set. For some reason, I thought you said you weren't going to get the Phantasm set. I thought I remember seeing in a video you were talking about you weren't going to get it. Maybe I'm getting you confused with somebody. Forgive me if so. Green Room. I would take Green Room over Don't Breathe by far. Green Room was so palpable, intense, and thrilling, and gritty. Anton Yelchin, may he rest in peace. I like Don't Breathe, but I thought it was a little bit overhyped. Going Overboard, I remember that. Polish Girl definitely gives. Oh, geez, I'll say that. I'm not gonna say anything more, but I'll just give you the. I actually had on my old channel. I had a video with her in it from like 5-6 years ago. It might have been actually probably longer than that. 7-8 years ago now, where I had an old. Why is YouTube Blu-ray community smaller now? Because it's just the way. There's actually, I feel like there's so many more people making videos, but there are people who kind of come and go. There's a lot of people that come and go. There's a lot of people who aren't interactive in the community, aren't uploading consistently, and a lot of people who used to make videos don't make videos anymore. And a lot of the girls on here got chased away by creepy dudes who think they have the Plastic Man penis and think that they live on the other side of the country and they could kick game, which is just stupid to me. You're wasting your time. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the girls got chased off by creepy dudes leaving creepy comments, which I'll never understand doing that. But yeah, so I feel like those are just a couple reasons. But unfortunately, I'm going to probably be on here for like 5 more minutes, and then I'm probably going to go off because I just got the low battery notice. Us women will get you in trouble. Absolutely. I gotta love the women for sure. Top war films. Thin Red Line's a good one. Saving Private Ryan. I really liked Hacksaw Ridge recently. Frontline is one that I think is really underrated. I would also say Apocalypse Now. You got to put that in the list. Later reject films. I still have to upload the video where I give you a shout out for helping me out with my Thing poster. I filmed the video. I haven't uploaded it. I wanted to cut it down because it ended up being like a 15-minute video because I also combined it with some other stuff. Miami Vice set. That's not bad. That's not a bad price for the Miami Vice set. I know there was an audio syncing issue with a couple episodes. Grossest film I've ever seen? That is tough. Angel's Melancholy had a couple scenes that were super disgusting to me, but I don't think you can actually find one that has English subtitles with it anymore. I saw that online years ago with English subtitles, and I think all cases of that have been removed now. I think Mel Gibson's still a great actor as well. I thought he was great in Bloodfather and Get the Gringo, which are 2 underrated movies in my opinion, but I still love him as a director. Apocalypto and then Hacksaw Ridge, the last 2 movies he did, were phenomenal. I really need to get the Apocalypto Blu-ray, which has like the lenticular cover. I think Kimchi or one of those companies put it out, and it's still decently priced. Oh wow, PMac, you scored for 47? Holy moly. See, I did remember you correctly, PMac. Stephen Jeffries, yes, there you go. No way. You're telling me Green Room sucked, Don't Breathe sucks, but you're telling me how great Meet the Zohan is. You've lost all credibility, buddy. Sorry, Green Room was one of the best movies I've seen in years for me. So incredibly tense. One of my favorite movies of last year. Don't Breathe I thought was good but overrated. I could see Silence getting it, but I appreciate the movie for what it is. I just don't know if I would ever watch it again. That movie was like almost 3 hours long, and it felt like 8 hours. It was just so dramatically paced that really took away from the viewing experience for me personally. Phenomenal cinematography, but meh. Mel Gibson, yes, I actually thought that too. As far as him being Cable, I could see that he has the physique for it. He could have totally played that. I thought that too. Good call on that. No, I'm not seeing Fate of the Furious. Not a big fan of that franchise. Yes, I just said yeah, Bloodfather and Get the Gringo. Absolutely, very underrated movies. Strong acting performances in both. All right, but I am going to get going now because my battery's about to die. Peace out, and leave me any. I can't believe I said peace out. I haven't said that in years. But leave me a comment once this video stops going live and gets posted to YouTube, letting me know what movies you're going to watch tonight, and give me some movie recommendations to check out because I've seen a lot of crappy movies lately, and I need to watch something good. So leave me some movie recommendations to check out once this video gets posted to YouTube. Take care. Hope everyone has a great night.